Johnny, question for you.
Yeah.
If I was somewhere in Kokomo and it wasn't our house and it wasn't the flower shop, where would I be?
Easy. Humble home.
Yes, you're right. You guys, listen up. Humble Home is my absolute favorite place to be for so many reasons. No matter what I am looking for, I always check Humble Home first. Clothes, shoes, toys, decor, furniture, makeup, they literally always have something that I need. They have brand name items for cheap. Their inventory is constantly changing, so it's part of my weekly routine to do a Humble Home walkthrough. You absolutely need to stop by. I promise you won't be disappointed. While it is a discount store, it's not your average discount store. It's clean, organized, and everything has its place. I get zero anxiety when I go in, unlike other discount stores. And no matter what you're shopping for, a home project, gifts, home decor, even seasonal decor, they will have it. They are open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m., and Sunday from noon to 5. You can follow them on Facebook at Humble Home Kokomo and watch for new items every single day. And for our Lafayette, Indiana listeners, I have exciting news. They are opening a second location in Lafayette soon. As soon as I have the details, I will let you know their opening date. Get excited. I'm Kayla Keith, and this is Missing Midwest, a true crime podcast about those that have gone missing. Today's story is about a young woman who went missing one night, and there is no shortage of suspects. An ex-boyfriend, a stranger, a lover, and a killer.
It's a lot of suspects.
4.
Man.
And let me tell you, they are so good. Like, this case, we've been doing cases that are like, they disappeared, there's nothing. There's no one saw anything, no one heard anything. It straight up vanished. We have nothing. And this one, they're like, we have 4 very plausible people that did this, and it's still unsolved. Probably because all 4 of these people look so dang good, honestly.
Man.
They look good for it.
That's tough.
I know. I can't wait to tell you about it because, like, how do you have 4 suspects and not have it solved? That's crazy. Like, this one has to be solved eventually.
Man.
Announcements?
There may or may not be a new merch item next week. That's all I'm going to say about that.
We do have a new merch item coming. I've had probably 10 people message me asking me for a new shirt and hat with a certain slogan on it. And so
It's not a big deal.
Someone's excited about it.
It's not a, popular thing or anything like that, but
yeah. So those will be coming soon. So merch stores open as always. Subscriptions still $5 a month.
75 episodes now in Murdered Midwest. So if you get caught up on all your missing Midwest, Murdered Midwest has got a whole nother world for you. We've covered a lot of popular cases. We've covered a lot of cases that you've probably never heard of before. But so much good content. Yesterday's Murdered Midwest story, just literally, I'm trying to recover from it because we recorded it first.
It was in Ohio.
I'm just so frustrated about that case.
It's insane. It was over in Ohio, Wilmington, Ohio.
2013. That's not that long ago.
A mysterious death episode.
Yeah.
I guess. And so if you're new here, Murdered Midwest, we release those on Fridays. It's $5 a month, and we basically do what we do here, except it's about a murdered case. So missing is always somebody that's missing. Murdered Midwest is always somebody that was murdered. Sometimes they're solved, sometimes they're unsolved, sometimes they're mysterious. And yesterday's was
might be in the rent-freer range.
You're gonna add it to live rent-free in your head?
It's tough because it's technically a closed case, but there's 0% chance that it worked out the way they said it did.
Yeah, we both, I think everybody in true crime has those cases that just live rent-free in your head, and you just can be sitting there and randomly out of the blue in the middle of your workday be like, what happened to Brian Schaefer?
Yeah.
I need to know.
Bryce Las Pisa is another one that I've been thinking about recently because we went on vacation.
Swanson.
Yep.
You're gonna add Casey Pitzner to yours?
Man, I'm so frustrated about it. It's fresh.
Bad.
But for $5 you can hear about it too, as well as 74 other episodes from Murdered Midwest, and it's pretty light. $5. You get stickers.
We'll give you stickers, and we'll love you.
It helps us keep the podcast going for sure. Helps us pay Cody. Shout out to Cody.
Yeah, Cody edits for us, and also, we have children, and they like things like food and shelter.
Yeah. I also want to give a quick shout out here. We haven't given them a shout out in a while, but Cross America. We don't record there anymore because we've had broken legs and kids, and we've found a routine to do it at home. But it's just one of my favorite places in Kokomo, and we go there every once in a while. I like to have meetings there, get coffee there. I just love that place, and I want to give a shout out to them because they got us started.
I did
they were a huge factor for that. So Cross America in Kokomo, it's right across from Menards. If you've never been there, get there.
Anything else?
I don't think so. I think we're ready to go. We've got it. We do have a new sponsor coming. Their ad will be in next week's episode.
Yeah.
I want to give a shout out to State Farm.
Yes.
So thank you, Nick Pate. We appreciate you.
Today's episode might live rent free in your head.
Back to back rent free.
Well, like I said,
what a weekend.
She's missing, but it's we have
this is unsolved.
Yeah, it's unsolved.
Missing person.
We have 4 solid. I might post a poll. 4 solid suspects, and I would be interested to know where they rank with you all. Who do we think is responsible for this missing person case? Because it could be any of them, honestly.
I'm doing it. I'm putting a poll on our Instagram story.
I will. And you guys all make a post, and you'll have to comment like who you think was responsible for this. Because like I said, could be anybody. I think there's a few that might come out on top just based off what we have, but I'm just going to tell you the story, okay?
All right.
We're going to Bloomfield, Indiana.
Okay.
Population 2,298. Small
town.
Super tiny. $1
about Green
general.
Town size. $1 general. Yeah.
Yeah. I love a small town. So, I was Google Earthing it, and it looks fun. There's some restaurants and a flower shop.
I was gonna say there's one bar. There's $1 general. There's 2 gas stations.
Yep. And a stoplight. We are going to be talking about the disappearance of Marina Boelter. She was only 18 years old when she went missing on New Year's Eve in 2014, okay? Now, she had moved to Bloomfield in the 8th grade. She had lived, her mom and dad were separated. She lived with her dad over in Ohio until 8th grade, but then she moved back with her mom and siblings to Bloomfield. Very low-key life. Good student, just she had her stuff together, whatever. She ended up getting pregnant at the age of 17 with a man who was 5 years older than her. That leads us to our first red flag. But she had a baby boy named Landon. She was a great mom. Bad relationship with baby daddy. Baby daddy was named DJ Lockhart. Like I said, he's 5 years older than her. Like, what are you doing with a 17-year-old, sir? That's weird. Multiple people reported that he was abusive to her. Very bad relationship. Her sister said that he broke her collarbone once. He locked her outside naked in the wintertime once.
What?
Yeah. Terrible. Very off and on again all the time. They were off at the time of her disappearance. Now, a unfortunate thing happened here, and I have feelings about it. I'm not going to say what my feelings are. I'm just going to tell you what happened, okay? So when baby Landon was 4 months old, Marina lived at home with her mom and her siblings and stuff. Now, her sister came home one night with her boyfriend, okay? And the boyfriend and the sister, something went down. There was a fight, okay? Now, this Marina was not involved in this fight. Like I said, it was Marina's sister and her boyfriend. However, during this fight, the baby got hit.
Oh my
Someone
gosh.
threw something and it hit the baby in the head. Baby Landon, 4 months old. He had really bad head trauma and he had to go to the hospital, and he was in the hospital for like a week. And CPS came in and they took the baby away.
Whoa.
And so this baby was sent to a foster home, and Marina was furious. So apparently Marina, she was done. She was like, she cut her sister off completely. She was mad. And she threw herself into getting her baby back and doing what she had to do. And so part of the thing, with getting the baby back was having her own home in a stable environment for the baby. And so Marina set out on this, she's only 18 years old, but she's going to get her own apartment, get her job, and she's going to get her baby back. And so she does all that she can to provide a stable home for her baby. Okay. And so that was what she was doing. On December 31st, a family friend had actually stepped in and helped her secure an apartment. And so Marina was living on her own. She had a full-time job. She was working. She had already gotten, she had her GED. She was going to go to college, but she was kind of waiting between high school and college to get back on track with her baby and herself first. And so she was working full-time at a grocery store, living in this apartment. Okay. And so on December 31st, she has to work and then she's going out to a New Year's Eve party, okay? And so as she's leaving work, she is on the phone actually with the family friend. And this family friend they reported that they heard her say, quote, "Oh shit, it's DJ. I'll call you back." And she hung up. And that was her in the parking lot of work.
Marina said this on the phone.
Yes. And she never called back.
Oh.
So witnesses from that night say that they saw them fighting in the parking lot, and it was loud and they were arguing, and so they were able to hear like what they were fighting about, and they were actually fighting about the party that night. DJ wanted her to come to a party with him, and she was like, "No, I'm going to a different party," blah blah blah. Then they saw her get into a car with a different man and drive off. Now DJ says like, yeah, he wanted her to go to the party. She said no. He said they fought about it and she left. And that was the last time that he saw her. And he said, she never showed up to either of the parties that night. And she was a no call, no show to work the next day. Now, her family reported her missing the next day because it was very unlike her to not go to work. And they actually went and they searched her apartment. And it looked like she never even had like made it back from work. Her mom had said she was like really messy. And like she had like came home from work and like gotten ready for a New Year's Eve party, like it would have been like, makeup and hair stuff and clothes and stuff. And it looked like she hadn't even gotten ready there. And so they didn't even think she had like made it home from work. Okay. So they start with DJ, obviously. He was the last person that they know that talked to her. And DJ said, we had this fight and then she got in the car with this other guy, offered her a ride home. And he said, I don't know who he is, but I think he's a regular customer of the grocery store because she seemed to like kind of know who he was. And he asked her if she needed a ride home. It was cold. Marina didn't have a car, so it was either walk home or take a ride from this guy. And so DJ had a description of him and a description of the car, and it matched what other witnesses said happened because they said, after this argument between her and DJ, she did get in the car with another guy, and they were able to provide descriptions as well.
So we now have two suspects.
Yeah. So the police put this out there. They're like, we want to talk to this guy. You are the last person to see her that we can find. And so they put his description out. And nothing happens. They can't find this guy. They're like, you're not in trouble. We just want to talk to you. Like, please come forward if you're a regular customer at, this grocery store. It's a freaking tiny town. Like, you're here somewhere. So 3 weeks later, this dude comes forward, okay? And he's like, hey, that was me. Yes, here's what happened. I saw that she was fighting with somebody. I was concerned. I asked her if she needed a ride because she was walking, and she said yes. He said, I drove her to a pizza place. Now, this pizza place was closed down, but it used to be a pizza place, okay? And she told me to pull over here because she didn't want me to know where she lived. And so he said, I just dropped her at the pizza place, and she said she would walk from there. Now, this pizza place was literally right across the street from the apartment complex that she lived in. And so, like, he assumed that, but he was like, hey, she doesn't want me to know which apartment she's in. That's fine. And her mom was like, 100% yes. This is like the paranoid crap Marina would have done. Like, she wouldn't have wanted this random man from work.
She believes this as a possibility.
Oh, yeah. Her mom said that's totally possible. She goes, she would not have wanted this random man to know where she lived, which kind of contradicts why did she get in the car with a random man in the first place, but whatever. So she was being smart. She didn't want him to know, okay? So guy passes a polygraph, totally fine, okay? However, when police looked into his past, he had been convicted of kidnapping and raping a young woman before. Like, what are the odds that she gets into...
He did it that time, but not this time. He learned his lesson.
She got into a rapist car.
Oh my gosh.
And got out okay. Like, come on. So this guy's never been named publicly because he apparently had an alibi. And according to investigators, he wasn't involved. But again, I say... what are the freaking odds?
Man.
That they have a missing teenage girl and they find out that the last person that saw her life was a convicted rapist and kidnapper of a teenage girl.
See, when you said that, like, mom believed that she did this, in my head, I was like, back to DJ. DJ's number one. And then you say that, and now it's like...
right? Yeah. So now let's go back to DJ, okay? Because let's not forget, DJ's an abusive,
jerk,
controlling jerk.
Needs beat up, for sure. You need beat up, DJ.
Yeah. So... yeah, and husband always did it, right? Like, come on, DJ's no good. Last person to see her life, abusive. They argued the last time they saw each other. Like, that doesn't look great. So Marina had also recently filed a paternity suit against him. So DJ's pissed. Like, he's not happy. Also,
she went and got in a car with another guy instead of going with DJ that night. So I'm sure he's extra pissy. And so Marina's sister-in-law, who she was very close with, she said in a report that DJ doing something to her would never be off the table. As in, like, to the family, DJ's always going to be a possibility.
Man.
In their minds, at least. Apparently, he had once told her if she ever tried to leave, he'd kill her and bury her in the woods.
That's not a good thing to say when somebody goes missing.
Just when you thought the other dude couldn't look better for it,
Man.
I'm like, oh, but wait, DJ, right?
Woof.
Police quickly announced that DJ was not a suspect.
What?
In fact, they said he was very helpful. They said that he was in his interviews. He did lots of interviews. He was very cooperative, and he was there for all the search parties. Now, in a really weird twist of events, 6 weeks after Marina disappeared, DJ showed up at this guy's house, okay? And he thought that maybe possibly he had had a fling with Marina at some time, and he felt like he might have been responsible for Marina's disappearance. And so DJ approached him about it and was like, what'd you do to Marina? And they fought. And DJ started beating this guy up. And this guy ended up stabbing DJ in self-defense. Now, when he put pressure on the wound and he called 911 and he didn't get in trouble, but like DJ died.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So DJ did get beat up.
So DJ
Killed.
He got killed when he went and accused another man of Marina's disappearance. So like within 6 weeks,
Which,
this
like,
little
you
boy
wouldn't-
lost both parents.
You wouldn't do that.
I would say if you were responsible for her disappearance, you wouldn't go put your life on the line and fight somebody to blame them for the disappearance that you know you did. So
Kind of feel bad for saying he needed beat up, but maybe.
no, he was an abuser.
Jeez.
He broke her collarbone.
Yeah, I mean, terrible person.
Yeah, he's terrible.
Kind of wish he could have just like spent forever in jail, but.
Yeah, but also like, so DJ has moved down on our list, right?
I mean, yeah, I'd
Okay.
say that's not what a guilty person does.
I agree, but still, it doesn't look good. And statistically speaking, the last person to see someone alive, the abuser and the significant other, come on, like
Yeah,
statistically speaking, it's
Yeah, man.
Okay, moving on. Bo Digital is the secret ingredient you need for success in marketing your small business. From logos and flyers to social media and videos, Bo Digital can create the marketing you need to set yourself apart. Oh, and they build websites too. Not only do they help my small business, but did you know that they help many others around Kokomo too, including Solidarity Community Credit Union, the Lindy Owsley and Chanel Cahill Real Estate Team, Hope Behavioral Services, and even the Kokomo Symphony. Let Bo build a custom plan for you today. Learn more at bowdigital.com. That's BOWE digital.com. So during one of the helicopter searches, police said that they found evidence, but they won't say what they found. But like, what could be seen from a helicopter?
Right? A big sign that says right here? I don't understand.
know, that's what I'm like. And so the sister-in-law speculated. She said, DJ said he would bury her in the woods. And they were like, what if they found from the air, they saw like a grave?
Yeah.
Because that's really like all you could see from a helicopter. Or like, I don't know what.
Yeah.
I mean, she didn't have a car. So they've never said what they found, but that's what the sister has like.
Well, that's what I'm thinking too. But also, like, you'd think if they found that, they'd find the body.
Yeah. So they were able to look at her phone records. And the last ping was 10 minutes after she left work. So that means that the phone was either shut off or died. Now, assuming that the person responsible for her disappearance shut it off, that means she didn't get far, which points to DJ or the man that gave her a ride.
Right.
Or someone that was in her apartment waiting for her.
Oh, gosh.
Right? I mean, we only have 10 minutes to work with here. She fought with DJ in the parking lot, took a ride from the rapist, and then walked, supposedly, according to the rapist, walked into her apartment, right?
I mean, how far did she say she lived away from?
It's not far.
Okay.
This is all within 10 minutes, okay?
All right. So within 10 minutes, she could have been at her apartment.
She could have easily been in her apartment within 10 minutes. Yeah.
Okay.
According to the rapist, she was.
Okay.
He said, I dropped her off and I left, and she walked to her apartment, supposedly. Okay. So, like I said, that kind of points to DJ or the man that gave her a ride, or possibly someone was waiting for her. Let me tell you, though, when police searched her apartment, it wasn't what they found that was alarming, because it looked like everything was fine, right? I told you they didn't really find a mess or anything. But what her mom pointed out is what they didn't find, which was where her journals. Marina apparently was known for keeping really detailed journals, and they were all missing from her apartment.
That's weird as heck.
And the place wasn't torn up. So, like, someone had to know where they were. Right?
I mean, you'd think.
Which leads me to the next suspect. Are you ready? You remember the family friend that was on the phone with her?
That she said,
oh,
DJ's here?
yeah.
Yeah.
The one that helped her get on her feet and was helping her get an apartment and get a job. Okay. Well, this was actually a family friend of her mom's. It was a man named Toby. I'm not going to list his last name because you can just completely find him on Facebook and living his life in Bloomfield right now. But Toby was well into his 30s. He was also married, and he was having an affair with Marina.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah. So, hello, suspect number 3.
Whoa.
So, Toby...
And she's 18 at the point this time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which they said, like, he literally, like, watched her grow up because he was friends with her.
That's weird.
Yeah, weird. Toby and his wife were actually the ones throwing the New Year's Eve party that night. The one that Marina was going to go to. Like, what could go wrong with you inviting your girlfriend to a party that you're hosting
with your wife?
With your wife.
Yeah.
Big yikes. Now, the wife didn't know about this, but Marina's mom had recently found out about it, and she was not happy, which leads me to believe that others were also about to find out about it.
Yeah.
So it seems like maybe this was all about to come out, which leads me to believe that now Toby is the one that would benefit the most for Marina to disappear, right?
Also, if she's writing
Along
about
with
this
all
in
of
her
her
journals.
journals.
Yeah.
Because most likely those journals probably really detailed outlined their affair.
Man.
So, as of now, I would say Toby has the most to gain from Marina going missing along with her journals, right?
My goodness.
Not only that, he had a key to her apartment because he's the one that was actually he was getting the apartment. I mean, it was his apartment that he conveniently got that lived just a mile from his house so he could go see her whenever he wanted.
Woof.
So her issues with DJ were no secret. Like, everyone knew that it was a bad relationship and he was abusive, but she definitely had secrets with Toby. So now back to statistically speaking,
yeah.
Now we're actually looking at Toby as the significant other, right?
Man.
I mean, he was dating her when she went missing, right?
Yeah, that's...
Now, investigators questioned him. He has never been charged or even listed as a person of interest. They said he has nothing to do with it.
Hard to believe. I mean...
Yikes, right?
Well, you said he lived less than a mile away from this
apartment? Oh, yeah. He lived, like, I don't know. It was like within a couple miles. He also had a business, which he still runs in Bloomfield. And it was very close as well. And so, I don't know. I fully did a full Facebook creep on him. And I honestly couldn't find if he's still married or not. But, like, obviously she found out about it because all of this came out. But, like... Toby definitely, out of the 3 I've listed, he had the most to lose and the most to gain by her going missing.
I mean, the only thing that would excuse him if he had like a solid alibi, because it's not a huge time frame.
Which investigators have said he wasn't involved, so I'm assuming he has an alibi.
Yeah.
But
and if that's the case, innocence of
I didn't list his name because I don't want Toby to be coming after me.
Ugh.
But let me tell you, I know which businesses I would not be going to in Bloomfield. That's all I'm saying. All right, person number 4. You ready for this?
I don't see how they're
literally
a person number 4 that competes with the other 3.
So rank them. Where are we at now?
I think
Toby number 1, rapist number 2, DJ number 3 is my order.
Man, I think I put rapist number 1, Toby number 2, DJ number 3.
Really? Why?
Just like the thought that guy.
You're gonna do it once. You're gonna do it again.
Yeah. When you have a golden opportunity to do it again. I mean, it does. That fell in your lap.
Also, something that literally just popped into my mind now, like, Toby's having this affair. He must not be too worried about it if he invited her to the party that
Exactly.
Day. Like, yeah, her mom found out about it, but, like, he must be like, it's fine. My wife's not going to find out. Just come to the party. Because he really, I mean, unless he, like, knew she wasn't going to make it to the party.
So this
unless he knew she was, like,
This is another piece I was going to throw out there. Is Toby's wife mentioned ever?
Toby's wife is not mentioned ever, which I think that could easily be suspect number 5 because
she would also have access to the key. She could get
if
the key.
She found out, yeah.
She could
get the key. She had found out, which, you know, she might not have been as in the dark as Toby liked to think she was.
Right. And
that's a good one. I actually thought about that when I was going through. I'm like, I mean, come on, we can't rule out the husband's wife here. Like,
also, I'm saying,
she found out, she gonna be mad.
Like a wife might not be looking to like tear up your apartment. She might just be go find what she needs.
She's like, I'm here to kill you, and that is it.
Yeah.
But I mean, come on. I mean, how would you get her? Whoever made her disappear had to get her in and out and without being seen. And
I mean, I don't know.
so my thing, I guess, with Toby, he could have been at the apartment when she got back and been like, hey, I'm here to give you a ride to the party. She gets ready. He grabs her journals. They walk out to the car. He drives her somewhere. Officer goes to the party.
Yeah.
Or the rapist, she never made it into her apartment to begin with, which they said it looked like she never did anyways.
Right.
But where'd the journals go?
True. The journal, I mean, yeah, the journals don't make sense.
Unless when she went missing, Toby was like, oh shit, the police are involved because she's missing, and he just went in there one night and got him just to like cover his
That
ass.
makes sense too.
Yeah.
That could be a total possibility.
Because if he knew she was missing, I mean, it's a small town.
Yeah.
They knew she was missing the next morning. He might have just swung by him and like, hey, I hope you're okay, but just
Or
in case you're not, I'm going to grab these journals.
The mom wouldn't have mentioned it to police, I guess.
Yeah.
They say the mom could have got the journals, but
And the
she mentioned
rapist
it.
she never even made it into
He got
her
lucky.
house.
The rapist got lucky with that
Yeah.
journal thing, making it look like it points somewhere else.
Yeah. All right, number 4.
Okay, here we go.
How would you feel if I told you that suspect number 4 is Marina's next door neighbor? Because unbeknownst to her, she was living next door to a convicted killer.
I'm not even.
56-year-old registered sex offender and convicted killer Vernon Gale Briner, also known as the Aurora College Killer. Yeah, he lived directly next door to her. In 1976, he raped and brutally killed his co-worker, who was a young mother of 2 in Illinois, and he served 36 years in prison until his release in July of 2012, where he moved to Bloomfield, Indiana.
This is 2 years after he has gotten out of prison.
Yep.
And he's
Now-
living right next to a young lady that lives by herself.
Right next to her. Now, Vernon had an alibi. He was working that night, and his coworkers confirmed that he was at work. They also have him on video surveillance at work. But come on.
I mean, an alibi is an alibi.
Come on.
That's
He has been cleared. The police said he was not involved. He had an alibi. All 4 of them, the police have said they're not freaking involved.
so you're telling me this girl within a single day's time
How terrifying is that?
talked to
Encountered.
a 32-year-old man who was having an affair with an 18-year-old, which was her.
Which was the least dangerous situation she was faced with that day.
Talked to her abusive boyfriend that nearly killed her.
Also, one of the least dangerous situations. I mean, Toby at least cared about her. 'cause he
Rode
had an
in a
affair with
car
her.
with a convicted rapist.
Kidnapper.
And went home to, woke up from, lived next to.
The Aurora College Killer. Which could be its own case. We might do that later. I don't know.
Like, this poor girl in
was
Bloomfield, Indiana,
Awful.
is
So-
living next to around monsters. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wolf.
So who done it?
Man, I still think I put the rapist as number 1 for me.
Seems most likely.
Yeah.
I guess if you want to break it down, like we said.
And then the fact that when she went missing, the Toby went and took the journals.
Yeah. To cover his own ass.
I think that's a
Which
good
makes
theory.
sense. He could have easily done that. Because I'm sure it was big news the next day,
Man.
that she's missing. And Toby was probably like, I'm going to go just take those journals.
Like I said, DJ doing that is not, like, if you're guilty.
I think DJ's at the bottom of my list, which is crazy because I'm a big the husband did it person.
Yeah, I mean, he was a terrible person.
He was awful boyfriend, but I don't think he did it, and he could have, I guess. Some people have said, I think DJ, he got really, really, they said he was mad. I mean, it was a heated argument. When he saw her get in the car with that guy, you imagine how triggered he probably was?
Yeah,
They said all he had to do was go to her apartment and follow her home.
yeah.
And then she walks in and he's there.
I feel like there probably would have been some ruckus there, though.
Police did say her door was unlocked when they got there.
But I mean, like, ruckus is in, like, yelling and
Yeah,
screaming and,
yeah.
like, other...
I know. I think the rapist guy, I mean, he had the easiest way. She was already in his car.
Yeah.
Toby had a lot to lose, but I don't think he was worried about it because he was hosting a party
Yeah.
with her invited.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, you cannot possibly rule out a freaking guy that's already done it before.
Unless, I mean, it's a short window of time, and if he has an alibi for that time, then I don't know. I feel
Maybe
like if I was,
Vernon turned his life around.
and maybe he did it. Maybe he was planning on doing it eventually, but that night, if he had an alibi for that.
So something else that was interesting. So Vernon did an interview when he was in prison. He had been in prison for like 5 years, and he did this interview, and they asked him like, do you ever see yourself getting out? And he literally said, it was something, I don't have the exact quote, but it was along the lines of, I'm not ready to get out yet, because if I did, there would be another incident, because I'm not ready to deal with females yet.
Oh my God.
He said he had an issue with females, and he's not ready to deal with them yet.
And his parole officer's letting him live in this place next to this woman? Like...
I mean, that was that was 5 years after, so that's another 30 years after he said that.
It's still, apparently
it took him 30 years to get over his issue with females.
He was only out for 2 years by the time this happened.
I know.
Like, they still have parole officers and stuff at that point, right? Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And the lady he killed was like the sweetest lady. She worked with him. They were both like nighttime security guards for the college campus. And he took her into the bathroom during the shift they worked together. And he like brutally raped her and then like beat her and stabbed her to death and left her in there.
Man.
It was awful.
Goodness.
And she was like young. She was only like in her 20s.
Woof.
Yeah. So there you have it. That's the case. It's still cold. Like, this is a cold case. Police actually have said they don't get many tips on this case.
Wow.
Which normally when I do a case, the police are like, we still get tips every day. Like, they're like, no, we don't. Her mom has since passed away. Didn't get any answers. Her sisters still look for her. They run a Facebook page. Her son Landon was eventually adopted by the foster family he was placed with. But such a freaking sad story.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Very rarely do we do cases where we're like, here's 4 very good suspects. Pick one.
Yeah.
But also the police said none of them did it.
Yeah.
So you want to tell me that it was another random murderer?
Imagine if that's true. If there is another random person.
And we've never found
She
her
dealt
body.
with all these people and then had a 5th person come into the mix.
And she's never been found.
Yeah. Wow.
So with any missing person case, what if she just ran away?
Man.
I mean, obviously nothing points to that, but...
Oof.
Wolf is right. Someone knows something. Someone say something. Someone is responsible for this. If you know something, you can call the Bloomfield Police Department at 812-384-4411. They'll probably clear whoever you give them and say, nope, not involved, but hey, it's worth a shot.
Man. Goodness. This podcast is a So.Will.I.Studos production. So will I.
Did you know the Jefferson House of Flowers has been a local Kokomo florist for almost 100 years? Our trained designers make beautiful arrangements for literally any occasion. You can send flowers for any reason. Birthdays, anniversaries, get well, congratulations. The list goes on. We make flowers for funerals, weddings, proposals, and even proms. Let's be honest. Receiving flowers, whether you're at home or at your work, it makes you feel special. You get butterflies and you feel loved, and that's what sending flowers is all about, the feeling it creates. Call us at 765-452-8269 and let us create something special and send it out for you. Or you can stop in and see us at 4300 West, 100 North Kokomo. We always have a cooler full of flowers that are ready to go, as well as a boutique full of gifts. Shop local, support local, and send flowers.